Hi everybody and big welcome to cEDH TV gameplay. This time we're joined by Doot.
Hey everybody, this is Doot from the Doot Loot server, where I sell rare Japanese and Russian foils, altered cards, signed stuff, and other rarities specifically for the cEDH community. And you can join the Discord down in the link in the description below.
And he won the previous two games, so we brought him back for rematch.
Today I'll be playing Rogsi, basically the stock list, nothing too crazy, good stuff, go fast. I am on things like Steel Enchantment, Spicy include, hopefully take a high, maybe a Ristic or another Necro early, and win fast.
Me, I am playing my Sisay, please don't board wipe. I love this name. Really fun deck. It's a cool concept. 61 creatures that is basically playing like a 5-color Venota, 5-color Yisan. But the big card I'm really keen on is the Cabbage Merchant. Stacy loves mana, and anything that makes a lot of mana, for example a Lofo, is amazing. So wanna jam some 5-color Sisay.
Today I'm bringing Gwen Stacy, Ghost Spider. This commander is one of the new Spider-Man commanders, and it's okay. The interesting thing is when you cast things for exile, you can grow your Ghost Spider if you flip her or cast the backside. And if you get something like Flux Channeler into play, you can basically just have each card you cast draw a card. And there's a bunch of combos, but it's mostly value. It's a bit hard and finicky to get online, but the core is just like Jessica good stuff, so it should be pretty fine.
And me, I'm back with Chain Stasis, Thresh's Timna. You know, I had a nice lead, I thought, for most of last game, and so it's time to bring it back and do this deck justice. Let's chain together some interesting combos and hopefully win the game. First 7, we have a colorless land at our disposal, so no thanks. See ya. Well, these are easy pitches. We have a Gemstone Caverns, and we're the first player, so no thanks. Even though, yeah, Rhetoric study, stuff like that, I can't be talked into a bad keep like this. All right, well, folks, we are off to a great start. We're at 6, and we have not found a colored land at all among the 4 colors we have in this deck. So we're going to go down to 5. So the 7 is much more serviceable. We have a combo piece. We have an Avacyn's Pogrom, which would allow us to then use Neoform later to go ahead and fetch up the very combo piece we need.
Our first 7 has everything we'd want except for lands. We have a Jessica's Will, that's great with our commander. Arcane Signet post Jessica's Will. We have a Vivi. We have like 3 spells to trigger Vivi, but we have no lands, so we can't keep. Our second 7 is really good. This is just a snap keep. It's kind of interesting how you play it though, because there are worlds where you just go land, Spirit Guide, gamble for Sol Ring. That's like way too aggressive, but it is a possibility. But otherwise it's just like 2 mana with a turn 1 fish going second with the Rogsi behind you. That's just good, so we keep those. Kind of missing a game plan, but like the gamble, the Reckless Impulse with our commander, there's stuff here.
This hand is lacking lands of the correct color. We have to Mulligan. Bird of Paradise turn 1, Sisay turn 2, Smothering Tide turn 3. I mean, it's actually kind of good. We're not doing anything more besides that. Okay, so turn 4, we're in a very good position with the Smothering Tide. And if we get the mana, we can actually cast Karavik turn 4. It's a little bit slow and it's a little bit unsafe. I rather have like an stacks card in play on turn 2 compared to what this is going to do, especially going up against like Rogsi. On the other hand, there's a Tymna Thrasius who's gonna be like maybe controlly. Gwen Stacy might be a little bit... Nah, he's not really go. But Gwen Stacy doesn't feel like a fast deck either. Like this hand feels very safe except the part where Rogsi is in the table. But I really like Smothering Tide and Sisay together, and if we do get to a turn 4 and we do slam the Karavik, that Rogsi is going to suffer. Have fun storming through that. This is the big 7 mana human that deals damage to any target whenever an opponent casts a spell equal to the CMC of that spell. I'm gonna pray this doesn't backfire. It would be great if we top deck something to cast on turn 2 besides Sisay, like a stacks card of sorts, but I'm gonna keep this.
All right, let's kick things off. Draw a card for turn. Lamp turns Underground Sea. Tap it for a Soul Ring. Soul Ring resolves. Then do a Lotus Petal and sack the Lotus Petal for an Avacyn's Pilgrim, and then I'll pass.
Go to my turn. Land for turn will be a City of Traitors. I'll tap it to cast a Talisman of Creativity. I'll tap the Talisman, taking a damage to cast a Mystic Remora. Mystic Remora resolves, and I pass the turn.
Draw a card. Polluted Delta, sacrifice that. Super annoyed by drawing that one and not having it earlier. I'm gonna find a tropical island so we can cast a Bird of Paradise. Not feeding any fish here. The bird eats fishes. I pass.
Draw for turn. I will shock in a Blood Curve. Bank 2 life. Tap for a Soul Ring. You may draw. I will cast Rograk and tap Rograk, or tap Soul Ring, play a Spring Leaf Drum. You may draw. Float 1 colorless. Use my floating colorless and cast a Orcish Bowmaster. ETB, I will have it deal 1 damage to the Absence Pilgrim. And I will make a Orc Army and pass the turn.
All right. I will draw a card and pass the turn.
Go to my turn. Upkeep, I'll have a fish trigger. I'll tap for 1 to pay for fish trigger. And then I'll draw for turn. I'll float to colorless and then play land for turn as a Misty Rainforest. Trigger, sacrifice the City of Traitors. I'll fetch the Misty. Then I'll exile a Simian Spirit Guide to cast a Gamble, putting this card in my hand and then discarding a card randomly. Discarding a Voltaic Key. Tap for blue, use my 2 colorless floating, casting a Rhetoric Study. That Bowmaster's gonna eat good.
This is the absolute worst outcome this deck could ever have. Not happy.
It's gonna be a 1v1 game, fellas.
Rhystic resolves, and I pass the turn.
Draw a card for turn. I'm gonna play this land. Sky's Cloud expands. Look at the board. Realize that if I cast anything, bird is dead. On the other hand, the moment Rogsi cast anything, bird is dead. I can cast Sisay now and pass turn and then watch her die. Wait, hold on. There's even a Mystic Remora in play. Sisay is mega dead. You know what? This is one of those games where I really want to cast Sisay, but no, wait, actually, you know what? No, dude, I'm attacking you with my bird.
I take it.
Your turn.
Draw for turn. I will play a Badlands. I will here and here. I wish. I'll float a colorless, and I will cast a Demonic Tutor, and I will pay for the Rhystic, but the fish is fine.
The bird literally didn't do anything to you.
Debatable. Hey, it turned sideways, okay? Find this card, and I will swing 3 over at Pontus.
No blocks, take 3.
Yeah, I mean, I will have to pass there.
Draw and be sad. Well, is that something? Nah, go ahead.
Go to my turn, and in upkeep, we have the fish trigger, and we're in a kind of precarious position here. Dude basically killed Mons and Rhetoric, it sounds like. Rhetoric just doesn't have any mana to do anything with the Dork dead, and Mons basically can't really progress his board state because I'm drawing too much, and the Bowmasters just keeps him down. The problem is the dude just tutored. He has 5 mana next turn, probably 6 depending on land drop. He could have tutored for Adnos. I'm more expecting the Necro, especially if he has a land or a Dark Rit or like anything, because then he has Necro plus Flash Enablers, which is like stronger than Nos. And I can't stop that. I can pay for Mystic Remora and have Mons not feed it, and then maybe draw more stuff for Dudes. So what I'm thinking about is either I pay for Remora and gamble on drawing free interaction, or I let it go and keep mana up, hoping to draw any paid interaction, or I let it go and cast Reckless Impulse to hopefully find, like, I probably dig more for the first interaction points from the Reckless Impulse than I do from the Mystic Remora. Mystic Remora is, however, more likely to win me the game in the long term if I don't just die. If I don't pay for Mystic Remora, I also have the possibility of drawing a Ancient Tomb, and then I have Gifts Ungiven as an interaction. So I think technically, if we're assuming we need to have interaction from Dudes, I think we are the most likely to find it by letting fish go. But I'm not in love with that prospect. But I think I'm taking the gamble, actually. Like if this Remora sticks, I win if I don't lose, and I'm not sure I win if I sacrifice it, and I probably don't find interaction either way. So yeah, we pay for fish. So once I'll pay for fish, I'll draw for turn. And that's actually an interesting draw right now. I'll pay 2 life to Git Probe targeting Dudes.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Git Probe resolves, and I'll draw a card.
Hit Pontus in the face.
I take 1. and then I pass.
To me, draw a card. I can't cast that because bird is dead. I really want to cast this thing, not gonna lie. How dead are we? Pontus, like, does he have like the win on his upcoming turn?
He has Nas +1 mana right now.
Damn, killing the bird was really key here. No, I'm gonna have to pass. Oh, well, sorry. Let's do just Blood Crypt tapped, pass.
Yeah, I mean, no time like the present. Cast Adnons.
Trigger Rhetorik and Mystic.
You got it, bud.
I'll draw one.
I will deal one to you.
I'll take one. I'll draw another.
Do one to you.
I will pass on Nas.
I will pass on Oz. I can actually reveal. I drew into a Ranger Captain of Eos, but the bird was the second white, so pass.
I didn't think I'd get this far. Odawara, we have Grinding Station, we have Brainstorm, Gemstone Caverns, Jessica's Well, Paradise Mantle, Ancient Tomb, Pact of Negation, Train of Vapor, Chain of Pacts, Time Twister, Mystical Tutor, Snap, Lionside Diamond, Grim Monolith, Fastest Orb, Diabolic Intent, Force of Will, no one hurts. Bird Trap, okay. Pulling the Weed with 7. If I hit a 4-drop, I can't get there. So I think I'm gonna this and take these to hand. Play Ancient Tomb, cast a Paradise Mantle. You may draw.
I'll draw 2.
I will hit you twice.
I will respond to the Paradise Mantle, funnily enough, and I'm gonna pact it. We can both die if you want to.
I'll Force of Will.
Trigger my draw engines. Draw 2, take 2, and pass on force.
Tap Ancient Tomb for 2, going to 2. Move to equip Paradise Mantle to the Orcish Bowmaster. Tap the Bowmaster. I will cast Culling the Weak, sacrificing Bowmaster. Move to equip this to the Orc Army. Tap for a red. Cast Jessica's Will, choosing both modes, targeting Pontus.
No response to J. Well,
How many cards in hand? 15. Okay. Exile top 3 cards. Misty, Mental Misstep, and a Crypt Tutor. Grim Monolith. I will pay for the Rhetorik. You can draw to fish. I'll cast Diabolic Intent, sacrificing my Orc Army. I will pay for the Rhetorik. Cast and World Breach. Paying for Rhetorik.
that's a problem. I'll draw. I will pass.
Play LED. I'll pay for Rhetorik. You can do the others. Spend 2. I will cast Diabolic Intent, sacking Rograk as the additional cost and escaping it to the command zone, and exiling Force of Will and Ad Nauseam to pay for the escape cost. Pay for the rest. Or Diabolic Intent, I will get this card here, this card, and I will cast a Defense Grid. Pay for Rhetorik.
Draw 1 and pass.
So at this point, I have the Brain Freeze in my hand that I got off of the Ad Nauseam, so I can crack the LED, dump my hand into the bin, cast Brain Freeze, targeting myself. It doesn't matter what Pontus draws because there's a defense grid in play, you can't interact. And then I will mill myself out and cast Thassa's Oracle and win the game.
Well, that was fast, so let's go for a game 2. I have a pre-game effect of a Gemstone Caverns pitching a Plains.
And I won the dice roll, so I will start. I'll put Tropical Island into play, tap it for a Noble Hierarch. Hierarch resolves. Pass.
Draw for turn. I'll play a Marsh Flats. I will crack it for a Underground Sea, cast a Mystic Remora. And if that's good, I will cast Rograk and I'll pass.
Draw a card. Dropping into play an Underground Sea, so I can cast a Tiny Bones. Then I pass the turn. Dump things into your grave so I can steal them.
Go to my turn. Land for turn will be a Tundra. I will tap it to cast a Esper Sentinel, and then I'll pass turn.
Draw for turn. Put an Exotic Orchard into play. Cast Thrasios. I will spend 1, making black, and I'll cast an Imp Seal. Not paying my taxes. Let's go find such a card, and I pass.
Untap and pay for fish. Play an Ancient Tomb. Tap the Ancient Tomb for a Talisman of Indulgence. You may draw. Cast a Mox Diamond. Pitching a Watery Grave. I'll just pass there.
Draw a card. Land drop Bloodstainmire. I am going to cast a Lofo Corrupted Sheriff. Then, Rogsi, I'm punching you for 1 because I've seen that there's an Adnos in your build.
Lies. Yes, take 1.
Pass turn.
Go to my turn. Land for turn will be a Volcanic Island. I'll tap Volcanic Island for a Sol Ring, not paying my taxes. I'll then cast a Chrome Mox, still not paying taxes. Chrome Mox will imprint a Swords to Plowshares. I'll tap 3.
I have a Lofo trigger as well, but carry on.
I tap 4 in response to the trigger, then you make your treasure. Use those 4 mana to... No, actually use the 2 colorless first to cast a Felwar Stone. I don't care about this fish. Rogues, I can't win games, right? Then I will tap that as well to cast a Ranger Captain.
Cast a Brainstorm.
Trigger Esper.
You got it, man. Yeah, you have a Ranger.
And with Ranger in play, I will pass the turn. I have anything to be. Thank you, Mons. With it to be, I'm finding a Dragon's Rage Channeler, and then I'm passing the turn.
Play a Gaia's Cradle. Spend 2, cast a Devoted Druid.
Yeah, pass. So this Devoted Druid is scary, and the tutor has happened. I could sacrifice my Rain Captain here to stop the Swift reconfiguration, if it's that one. And yeah, the problem is that has Flash, so he just doesn't cast it this turn and cast it next turn, and still wins. So I don't feel like my Range Captain does much here, so I'm gonna just pass.
A Swift reconfiguration. Targeting Devoted Druid. You can draw on Espered Fish.
I will make a treasure. I have no further responses to this.
So once again, I can't silence here. I'm lost in priority. The problem is if I silence, Rhetoric just passes, and then the beginning of Dude's upkeep, he just draws his deck, has every counterspell in his deck, stops us from doing stuff, and then I still don't have a silence on my turn, and we still die on his next turn. So I don't feel like silencing does anything else but prolong the game a bit further without actually helping my chance of winning. So just kill us. Show us how it's done.
All right, the way I'll do it with Swift reconfiguration, of course, we know with Devoted Druid, we can make infinite green. We'll sink that into Thrasios until I can get something like Walking Ballista, massive Walking Ballista, and Waste Y'all. Good game. All right, so funny thing, to me at least, is kind of off chat, we were talking about, or off mic, we were talking about, somebody was saying something about people cutting Adnos from their decks. And when I imp sealed, I was going to go for that card, but I realized it is not in this deck. So I was just like, Swift reconfig, let's do it. But yeah, interesting to see sort of the shift in the second game and to the first one, which was much more different for me. I didn't really even play that game.
Oh, you weren't part of that game either? Huh?
No.
Really?
Yeah, the power of Orcish Bees.
You know, Mons is sitting here talking to me about, oh yeah, Orcish Bowmaster is the only thing in your deck I'm worried about, and I'm just grinning because it's in my opening hand while we're waiting for everyone else to mull. But yeah, I mean, it's like, it's definitely one of those cards where I've been playing Rogsi for over a year now, and it's definitely one of those cards that I see a lot of pilots bring in and out. Like, I've brought it in and out before, but it just provides you with so much in games where you don't have a whole bunch of resources and your opponents do, or games that you kind of want to, you know, play the, oh, I'm not doing much, I'll just cast my Bowmaster. It's an excellent card. It does so much for so little.
Yeah, my deck list is literally like a gambling deck list. If a board wipe, like the typical ones that pop up are Orcish Bowmaster and Cooling Ritual. Cycrypt and Toxic Deluge have been kind of cut. If that happens, I'm dead. But as those cards are becoming, like you said, a small thing of like in and out, a rarity. Dockside and no, Orcish Bowmaster isn't in every deck, and sometimes they don't draw into it, and you don't usually tutor for it. So sometimes it just works out. If you have like, oh, my deck is dying to this Draenei Magistrate, so my deck doesn't work. Well, there are gonna be a majority of games where Draenei Magistrate doesn't appear. When it appears, well, that was a sad story for you. But there will be a new game where it doesn't appear. Thank you so much for watching. 2 really fast games winning on turn 3. Take care, guys, and we will be back again next week.